Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. As always, shout out to Lurks, our fellow Venator of Serene. Thank you so much for the support. And also shout out to Travis, who does our transcription, and Kevin for our promo video. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. As the final episode in our Wheel of Time Season 1 coverage, we are letting it all hang out and exposing the naughty bits. The stuff that's too salacious, too nipple-icious, and too Kevin-tastic to be covered in the earlier episodes. That's right. We're diving deep into the moist, quivering world of spoilers. So buckle up and strap on, because it's going to be a bumpy ride today on Queers of Time as we do a spoiler-filled retrospective of Season 1 and hopes for Season 2 and beyond. Yay!
That was relatively tame.
Lots of lesbian imagery in that one.
Look, with all the sapphic cancellations going on, I feel like I gotta...
We deserve it.
Oh no, that was rude.
Don't get Camille going. How dare you?
Gosh. Actually, I had a chat about that with my mom today. So this episode is basically the following of last episode. So we have two main parts, I would say. One that comes a little bit more about episode 8 and what it foreshadowed regarding future season, because that's something we didn't do in last episode, talking about spoiler related to episode 8. And then we got a general conversation, which is a bit more about the season 1 in general. What do you think about future season stuff? Whatever, we'll wing it, because we have a bunch of notes, but I already don't remember what my notes were. So let's get started. Who wants actually to get us started regarding foreshadowing?
I mean, okay, so I think the most important thing that has been foreshadowed this season that's going to be such a big plot point next season is Nynaeve's block.
Ooh, yeah.
It is going to be so fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
The way it's been foreshadowed, I think they changed it a little bit. I think Nynaeve was able to channel unintentionally regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But the second she did like a huge Super Saiyan, or maybe it was in the ways, something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when she did that, her block was established.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I am manifesting that they do away with the way blocks are done in the books, where it's like, you have to be angry. You have to be touching your titties. You have to be jerking off. You have to be imagining a boy naked. You have to have long hair. Like, it's a stupid one-off thing that you have to do to be able to channel. Mm-hmm. Just make it emotional trauma. Just make it trauma. Because she got that in spades.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
She doesn't trust the Aes Sedai for obvious reasons. She basically died when Amalisa took over her body without her consent. Like, that's going to take some time to go through. And her block is going to be magnificent.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I think you and I, once again, me and James are basically the same. We are the same person. I said essentially the same thing. It's going to be so good. And seeing them lay those pieces into place all through the season.
Mm-hmm. So carefully.
Yes, so carefully.
So
it's just
skilled.
Yeah. I mean, it's so obvious. She is, as much as she wants to try and put on the persona of like the sort of facade of like she is in control, she knows what she's doing, she knows what she needs to do, she just needs to get her, like, the kids home, she is completely out of her depth. Mm-hmm. She is so far out of her depth.
Ever since she got to Tarvalon, there has been a noticeable change. Mm-hmm. And she has not had that armor. She's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's still herself. Mm-hmm. She's still 100% herself, but she knows everything is changing. Mm-hmm. And it's, God, Zoe Robbins.
She's so good. She's so good. She's like, the way that she switches from Nynaeve trying very, very hard to keep it all together and it being obvious on her face, like, to like that moment, like the sort of cracks that you can see, like we can, like in last episode when after like there was the big CW fight and everything like that, that moment where she's just standing by herself and she like is like holding onto her braid and just like has this look on her face like, oh my, like I don't know what to do here. Like I don't.
Right.
And obviously like the situation, I think we can all we all agreed it was silly. There was silliness happening, but I think her feelings in that moment, like she feels like she is losing her grip on everything. Everything is just going away and she doesn't know she has no idea what to do and she is completely losing control. She's going to have so much trauma from like the circle and almost dying, almost burning out. Oh, I can't wait.
The only person that can compare to the level of trauma that she has gone through this season is Moraine.
Yeah.
And that pisses her off. That's going to piss her off. She's like,
that's the thing. That's the thing.
You've been through it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah.
They're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Season 2, they're gonna become friends.
I want it.
The hug at the end of Memory of Light is what I need.
Are they even going to interact in season 2?
I think I do think they're gonna interact because what is Nynaeve? Nynaeve's going to the tower. Moraine can't go back to the tower. Egwene's going to the tower. I think there'll be maybe in the first episode some interaction, and it might take a couple episodes for them to get to the tower. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it'll only take one because there's going to have the Shan Chan. Yeah.
I'm actually wondering whether they're just going to start the season when they're already at the tower.
We might get flashbacks though to like the right after Fault, like everything at the Eye and Fault with them still in Faldara.
Oh, I hope that I
really hope they do.
That would make sense for them to do, but I hope they don't. I hope we just go straight to the aftermath as opposed to a time jump and then flashbacks. Because time jump and flashbacks, I don't like it.
I'm just saying time jump and no flashback. Because it's like, I'm sorry to say, but that's an easy way to remove a bunch of traveling.
It is.
Yeah.
This is true.
No. It makes sense for them to like just start out in the White Tower. But I do think they're going to need to introduce the hunt for the horn. So, because if they're already in the tower, then they're already going to be on their way to hunting for the horn. And one of those is easy to do without any explanation. The other one is harder.
Yes.
So
true.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Either way, I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with, I mean, honestly, with Nynaeve, Egwene, and Moraine are all going to be going through it in regards to their channeling or lack thereof this season. Or not this season, next season. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Matt, you also had the foreshadowing of the block in your notes. Do you want to add something on that?
I mean, I just thought of that when Egwene and Nynaeve were looking towards the Blight, and Nynaeve said that she hadn't been able to hear the wind since the first time she channeled, which I thought was like just the perfect segue into like her new storyline of being blocked. And I also thought it was a nice callback to the first episode. In the first episode, it was Nynaeve who had to like say, this is what I hear, something's coming. And in this episode, it's Egwene that Nynaeve has to rely on. And I think that's going to be a lot of her character arc, is knowing the potential she has and not being able to reach it is going to just frustrate her more, and having to rely on other people is also going to really frustrate her.
Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's going to be so delicious.
I realize, like, I think in season 2, Nynaeve and Moraine's journeys are going to parallel each other with learning how to channel.
Oh.
Yeah, because Moraine is while Nynaeve is going to be figuring out, like, they're both going to be figuring out how to channel, just for very different reasons. Like, Nynaeve is trying to figure out how to control it and do it intentionally, and Moraine is trying to figure out what is keeping her from channeling and how to release that and how to get rid of that. And so and then you add in Egwene into the mix. Egwene is going to be, for a part of the season, she is going to be collared.
Yep.
And she is not going to be in control of what she can do. She is going to be being controlled into, like, they're all going to be going on very different but equally traumatic experiences, I think. in regards to channeling, and I'm really excited for what they're kind of putting into place with this.
Since you're talking about it, Gwen, do you want to dive a bit deeper into the Senshin thing?
Oh my god. So the boats at the end, I was not expecting to see the Shanchan at the end. I thought that we would see them at the end, maybe at the end of the episode in the next season, but not at the end of this one. I appreciate that they are introducing them now. So much anxiety. They're going to be really good. I like the look of them. I'm not sure. I'm glad that they changed the color aspect of it, like them having a literal color, because I think that would be problematic to say the least. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be that like weird neck piece with the pacifier.
Yeah, I think so.
It'll be weird. I completely forgot about the Shanchan until they showed up. I was like, okay, yeah, Rand's going away. The episode is going to end. Yeah. Cool, got it. And then I was like, oh yeah, fuck this little girl.
It's like, oh god, not these people.
And they're going to be not these shits.
I forgot how like early on they appeared, because this is about when they appear in the books too.
It is, yeah. It's right on time.
I always think of the Shanchan as like a very late edition, not a very late, but like the second half of the books. But
But it's because they disappear at the end of the second book and then don't show up for a while, except for Egeanin that shows up regularly.
Right.
Which I feel like this is probably going to be changed a little bit in the show, because they're not going to have a civilization that doesn't show up in 4 seasons. So we'll see.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be like, because I mean, they're going to be the big bad for the next little bit. They're going to be the big bads.
I mean, there's going to be several big bads.
There's going to be a lot of them running around. Like, there's going to be several big bads. It's true.
It's essentially just like it's not really a civil war, but it's a war, and then the Forsaken, and then it's going to be pretty amazing.
Oh, I can't wait. And it's the Shanchan. They look exactly the right amount of menacing. And they showed very clearly they do not give any fucks. So
I think the only thing in the Shanchan's design that I did not care for was the face paint.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I was just like, I think they could have done this without the face paint and it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But you know what? Whatever. It's fine.
I would have liked some yeehaw Texas accents. I'm
actually curious whether there's going to be some changes in their design, because we know the costume design is changing between S1 and S2. We know the White Cloak design, for example, changed a little bit. I'm curious whether the Senshin design is going to stay exactly like at the end of this episode, or whether there's going to be some evolution. I actually don't remember how they look like in the teasers we see.
That's literally what I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I don't think Suroth has the face paint.
Just the nails.
I don't think Suroth has face paint. I just remember the nails. The anti-sapphic nails.
We also mentioned Moraine that cannot channel. I also want to mention that her bond with Lan is broken. Well, it's not broken, it's masked. But since she cannot channel, she cannot unmask it, apparently.
And that's... It's such a weird thing, because in the books, it doesn't have anything to do with the one power. It just has to do with...
To be fair, I'm not sure I exactly understand how it works in the books. I'm not sure it exactly goes deep into how that works.
Yeah.
But what I do think is interesting is that we have seen a lot about their dynamic in season 1, but Lan and Moraine, how they act and how they rely a lot on the bond in a lot of situations. And now they're going to have this lack of communication between them, which is very Wheel of Timey, I would say. And I'm very excited of how their dynamic is going to change because of that. Because they're going to have to talk about their feelings. They're not going to be able to use the bond to just understand what the other person feels.
And I mean, those are, we know what we know about them, those two. They are two people very clearly who love talking about their feelings. They're all about that shit.
Yeah, they're going to be great.
They're going to be just fine. No problems there.
Look, we said it in the last episode. Communication in the Wheel of Time? No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Sounds fake. Can't relate.
Robert Jordan be turning in his grave with the communication.
He would.
Truly is. I do think it's weird that the bond is... I think it's a weird change my book cloak side is having a hard time with it, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, will you?
I'd be fine, mostly because I actually really dislike how the dynamic is between Lan and Moraine in book 2. Because, because in book 2, basically, Moraine told Lan that she has already gave her his bond to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then she keeps teasing him about that, like when they're traveling with Perrin. I'm like, that's kind of cruel of you to do that.
Yeah.
So at least if there's some tension between the two of them, like there is some tension between the two of them in the books, but at least now if there is some tension, it's a bit deeper than just whatever the fuck Moraine was doing.
Yeah. Moraine just being a mean girl for no reason.
Yeah, Moraine removing Lan's autonomy is kind of
suspect.
Yeah, I think the next thing I have, I hope they get rid of the entire reincarnation thing for the for the Forsaken being reborn, and I hope this is just Moradin, or maybe they say it's Ishmael and it's just going to be Moradin's plotline. Like, don't have him die.
Yeah,
we don't need another. Ooh, I beat the Dark One. Ho ho ho. Like, I like this character. I want it to be Moradin.
Yeah, I would be very much okay with that.
But are we fine with Rand becoming that character?
Oh.
I hope they do away with the body swap too.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. They can do without it.
It was weird.
We don't need it.
We don't need it.
It's just
they peed together one time and their streams crossed and then they can switch bodies. Like, I don't get it. It was weird.
I had a few more things. Rand just basically did all by myself drama thing at the end of this episode. And I am very curious what that's going to lead to, because what is Hark going to be? Where is he going to go? With who? How? I don't know.
Who, what, where, when, why?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to go to Karen. Why? We don't know yet. Will he meet anyone on that way? We don't know yet. But that's exciting. We don't know anything about what the fuck he's going to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in the Great Hunt, he's just in the mountains being sad.
No. In the Great Hunt is with Perrin for the hunt.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's Dragon Reborn.
That's the Dragon Reborn.
That's book 3.
In the Dragon Reborn, he's in the mountains and he's sad, and that's stupid.
And then he ran away by himself.
Yeah.
He does it all by himself in that moment.
He's traumatic.
A little bit.
He's going into his emo boy era. And that's okay. Sometimes that's what we need to do. Rand is valid for wanting to feel his feelings, and he's going through it. And I'm personally excited to see him go through it. I can't wait.
I can't wait for my little trauma boy.
I know. I know.
Boxed up like some cheap takeout food.
Do you think we're going to start seeing him getting mad?
Getting
mad? The madness?
Oh.
I don't know. They hinted at it at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
With Rand saying that he could feel the madness. And I'm like, I'm curious as to how they're going to depict it. Because I really love how they depicted it for Logain.
Yeah.
With the manifestations of people and voices and stuff. Like, that was really, really good. For Rand, a character that just started channeling, I think it's going to have to be more of a slow burn. I think it's going to have to be like, did I see something? Did I not see something? And then maybe get to the voices. And I don't know. We'll see. I
mean, I think it's also going to be different because Rand is the Dragon Reborn, and the voice, he's going to be hearing Lews Therin. He's going to be hearing a very specific voice. And so it'll be interesting. Because I agree. I like visually what they did with Logain. I hope they do a version of that with Rand, but more solid, if that makes sense. It's more, it's just a little bit more detailed. So it's not just these sort of figures that are around him, but it is a very specific person. I don't know. I think I don't think they need to go full on with the madness, but I think they need to start introducing it a little bit, little bits and pieces. Because he is, I think this season, next season, he's going to be wrestling very much with the fact of, he does not want, this is not something he wants, but I think he's going to, obviously going to eventually realize I don't have a choice in this. This is happening. So
yeah, that's the part that I hope they don't spend too much time on that. Like, I really, really don't want a whole bunch of the choice thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have problems with it. The idea of not having free will is just such a stupid concept to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's just my opinion. I'm one person. It's fine. But I don't understand. It's too philosophical for a fantasy TV show for me. But
well, I mean,
that's just me. I'm okay being wrong.
Even in the books, I'm still not sure what part is free will and what part is not. Sure, there's some big events and big things that have to happen, but everything in between are still like not every one of your steps seems to be predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Otherwise, like the wheel will always turn the same.
Well, and I mean the books do take a lot of like philosophy from like the idea. Like Robert Jordan was really well read from like me catching like his references, because like the idea of the pattern and like not having free will doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you were always going to have a ham sandwich today and there was no other choice you could have possibly made. It's like the idea of free will is more of like on the grand stage, like on the big stage. And again, this quote from War and Peace, that kings are the slaves of history. Like the more power you have, or the more power that is thrust on you by the pattern, the less free will you have to do certain things. Like, yes, Rand can choose whatever he wants to have for dinner or lunch or whatever, and he can choose to step left or step right, but the pattern will ultimately correct him in one way or another when it comes to like the grand scheme of things. And I think that still allows for like different turnings of the wheel, because from what I understand, the wheel is just constantly spinning out new iterations of itself with new and different permutations of this and that. So I don't know. It's I'm not saying that free will does or doesn't exist in this world, but it's definitely something that I think Robert Jordan thought about a lot and incorporated into his books. Whether the TV show does or not, I don't know. I think it's a cool philosophical concept, but the show probably isn't.
No, you're better than I am. I am too quick to be like, no.
I don't want it.
No.
Nope.
Don't talk about it at all. No, I from that view, yes, it's fine.
I love it when James concedes. Like,
this is as close as James will ever come to saying that Matt is right about something.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I have one small one. I'm fully expecting there to be a beautiful and heartbreaking parallel between Lews Theron's and Lotra's conversation/argument in episode 8, and then Rand and Egwene talking about essentially the same thing seasons later towards the end at the last battle.
Yeah.
It's just a perfect setup.
I mean, that's a slow burn.
A very slow burn, but the perfect setup, because it's essentially the same situation. And, in this moment, the wrong choice was made. Who made the wrong choice? It doesn't matter. I personally think it was both. I think both were responsible. But, it's going to be so interesting to see Rand and Egwene's journeys, like, still being parallel, but, like, moving further and further and further apart that way, where, like, I mean, at the end, or at the beginning of the season, I should say, they were just so happy and in love, and now it's all starting to come apart.
They were just young, dumb, and full of cum.
Young, dumb, and full of... Oh, no.
Rip. Yeah, and I do think there's also, like in this episode 8, another long-term parallel. So there's this opening that is mirroring Rand and Egwene later on. I also think that the fight with Ishamel at the end of the episode was very close to like the fight Rand has to go through during the last battle. Because it's like Rand has the opportunity to create a new world without the Dark One, and then realize that it still sucks, so it ends up not doing that. And yes, there's some big ass parallels there. And it's gonna be very fun to see like the show end, and then everyone, like every non-book reader who somehow did not got spoiled by that, being like, shit, they told us that from the start. So that gets me excited.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to all of the little bits and pieces that have sort of been like sprinkled in this season alone, coming back in a big way later on, and people being like, wait, that was important? That part was important? What?
What?
And it's suddenly mattering.
It's going to be connecting the dots.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be so much.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Matt, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I just...
Something on Panafane.
Yeah, Patton Fane. I liked how he had an elevated role in this season, sort of like Logain did. I think they cut some characters to give other characters like Logain and Patton Fane more screen time, which means they're probably going to be more important. And my hopes for Patton Fane is, because he is pretty prominent in the first two books. So I hope that either they give him a meteor role throughout the series, or they just kill him off at the end of the Great Hunt arc. Like, it's got to be one of those two things. It's maybe they could handle it similar to the way the books did, but him being basically just forgotten, and like, yeah, he appears in several books under a pseudonym, but we have no idea it's him. And like, I just didn't think it was one of the better handled villains in the books. So I'm looking forward to the possibilities that they're giving us of him having a boosted role. Because him commanding Fades that's something else. Like, that puts him almost on Forsaken. Maybe he will be a Forsaken. Who knows? A new Forsaken.
I mean, ooh, that's actually interesting. What if he is one of the Forsaken?
That would be fun. I would love that.
No, I do kind of like him. I hope they don't make him crazy. Like,
no,
it was dumb. It kind of worked, but visually, well, also in the books, you can't tell that they're the same character because they're written as different characters, but on screen you could tell because they would be played by the same actor. But still, let him do his own crazy thing and be his own agent of chaos. Let him be the Matt of the world.
You mean the Matt Cawthon or the me?
You.
Oh.
I mean, I saw Patton Fane just got the evil dagger, so maybe that's going to affect him too. We'd see.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. And also the actor, this show has lucked out with the actors they've been able to get, because the actor is so good. They should not be wasting him. They need to give him a lot to do because he is so good in this role.
Yeah, I do think that the show is very good with casting and stage actors for the most part. For these, I don't want to say small roles, but for these roles that they don't have a lot of screen time, but the screen time they do have matters, and you need to give that to stage actors because they know how to do that.
They make it count. They make every moment count.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dark Friends.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dark
Friends.
Friends.
The last thing I want to say regarding foreshadowing is we have a mention of Dark Friends in the White Tower. Every record of its existence was purged from the White Tower's library about Dark Friends. That's great. That's yeah. I'm super excited to see not just like the coup and scouting, but to really see like the corruption within the White Tower and how Dark Friends are influencing it. Some bullshit stuff happening in the towers that are not due by Dark Friends. Yeah, like I'm so excited to get to the part where we are gonna watch every Aes Sedai and be like, is she a good one? Is she not a good one?
Is she good?
Is she? And also knowing that they're gonna merge characters means that even people we think are Dark Friend may end up not being Dark Friend, and people that we think were not Dark Friend may end up being Dark Friend. We don't know, so I'm excited about
God, what if Leandrin ends up not being a Dark Friend? What if they merge Leandrin and Pavara?
No.
I would lose my fucking mind. Oh my god.
Rafe would do that.
Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there in the world.
That would actually be insane. That would be insane.
What if Leandrin's nice?
What if Leandrin's nice?
Ouch.
What if she wasn't a turf?
What if Leandrin wasn't a turf?
What if Leandrin goes to therapy and unlearns her gender critical thinking?
Oh my god.
So, speaking of evil women, I know Camille and I both put this in there about the Aes Sedai that was beating Moraine. Who do we think that is?
I mean,
I think it's Mama Cadsuane.
What?
you think it's
Oh,
Cadsuane?
it could be Cadsuane, actually.
It could be.
Who did we think it was?
I think it's Elida.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's Elida.
Elida.
It could be Elida, it could be Cadsuane. Both are actually very good options.
You know what? I never considered Cadsuane,
I thought it was obvious that it was Cadsuane.
but it could be. You're right. It could be Cadsuane.
No.
James is like, no, this doesn't make sense with my fantasy.
I considered it. I thought about it. No.
James is like, I gave you the free will. I'm not giving you this.
Yeah. You get one. Do you want to trade? You can trade.
No.
Do you want what's behind door number 1 or door number 2?
You don't get to trade reality.
Let's make a deal, okay?
No.
Oh, no.
I think it was definitely Elida, and I think the reason it's Elida is because it allows them to show that even non-dark friend Aes Sedai can be shitty people.
Cadsuane.
And
Well,
I will not have you speak about her like that.
I love Cadsuane.
I will not have you speak.
I'm sorry, but like whenever I'm thinking about Cadsuane, I just remember that she basically met Semiragi eat beans on the freaking floor. And I'm like, eat your freaking beans. This is Cadsuane.
yeah.
Cadsuane, I think Cadsuane is like top 5 for me.
I genuinely love her. Like,
Me too.
It's like, and that's why, like, every time, and I want to preface this by saying, I understand the reasons why people don't like her. I do understand them. Those reasons are valid. Completely valid. If you don't like her, absolutely.
I just choose to ignore them.
This is the thing. She's just so good. She is such a good and complex and flawed person. And what makes it for me is she's fine with that. She has no problem with that. That's what I appreciate.
She says, you know what? I am old as fuck.
Yes.
I don't have time to change my ways. We're going to just do it.
Yeah.
Y'all can't do this. I got it. Y'all dumb.
Oh my god. Rafe, could you cast James as Cadsuane? Because they would be perfect for the role.
Oh, I would.
Oh no, please.
He's like, please. No.
I don't hate the fan casting. But I've always thought of like a Kathy Batesy character for Cadsuane. It's okay.
Okay.
Wow, literally nothing. Okay.
I mean, you can be wrong about your things. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
It's okay. It's not like you're acting like I just said, hey, let's have Roseanne Barr be Cadsuane.
The two names you just said, I don't know who that is, so I have nothing to say.
You have to know who both of those are.
So not knowing who Kathy Bates is, oh lord.
From the Roseanne show?
I mean, Roseanne's a trashy old, she's an old white trash person who no one cares about, but not knowing Kathy Bates.
Is Roseanne a lesbian?
No.
No, that's Rosie O'Donnell.
That's Rosie O'Donnell.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, let's keep moving on because it's already 37 minutes in and we have like at least 15 more points.
Okay, so yes, I think it's Elida. And if it's Cadsuane, that's fine. It's just choices.
Yeah.
Choices.
So we're in the general comments now. Do we want to keep doing our general comments about episode 8 and maybe move to whatever comments we have about the season?
Sure.
Who wants to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. The last comment that I have is when Rand is like, stay to Cadsuane. It's just, I mean, not to Cadsuane, to Moraine.
To Moraine.
Oh, Christ. To Moraine. Like, I want.
Can you imagine her, like, Cadsuane comes in and, like, beats the shit out of Rand, and then
give me more, mommy.
She walks away and he says, stay.
Oh, no.
Please? Can I have some more?
Anyways, Rand is already starting to care about Moraine, and one thing I want to see a Nynaeve Moraine hug in the last battle season, and I want Rand to ask Moraine to stay with him in the last battle too, in a way that mirrors this episode, except he'll do it in a more heartfelt way, and it's sweet.
Yeah.
But I love platonic relationships in fiction, and I think that they're overshadowed a lot for romance. And the relationship between Rand and Moiraine is one of my favorites. And I hope they do it more justice in the show. I'm being distracted because James is laughing at what I'm saying.
No, I was just saying, you like platonic relationships in the Wheel of Time? Well, it's a good thing Robert Jordan doesn't know how to write romance.
There you go.
That's true. Oh my god, the best romance in the series is one that he wrote by accident.
That's the best thing.
And regarding Moiraine and Rand, I think because one thing that's been annoying in the books about them is that Rand is very suspicious of Moiraine for a long time, and he only starts like trusting her a little bit more during the last book she's in, like
Right.
the Fire of Heaven.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a bit too late. So if they have a bit more trust in their relationship before that will make a fall harder for Rand and harder for us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be quite... Like, I don't want them to be BFFs,
No.
but I want there to be a tenuous trust between them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Rand is still suspicious, not necessarily suspicious that she's wrong, or not suspicious that she wants to hurt him or is manipulating him, but suspicious that she is wrong. And he knows differently because of his memories or something. I want that to be the conflict between them. I don't want it to be, she's an Aes Sedai, I can't trust her. He's a stupid boy, I can't trust him. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
There's so much more.
It gets old. That gets old real fast. And
it got old in book 1, to be honest.
Exactly. Like, I can't sit through like 3 seasons of that. I can't.
I know.
Rafe, are you listening? I can't do it. Don't do it, please.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Kat, I see that in your comments you had the thing about channeling regarding Nynaeve, Egwene, and Moiraine. I know you mentioned that a little bit before. Do you want to add something on that?
Specifically about them, I mean, I can talk about my second point.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't have anything more else really to say about that, other than I'm very excited to see how their 3 separate journeys are going to proceed. But I am also equally looking forward to Rand's journey in channeling, because, and I know, I remember when the episode first came out, there were people who were disappointed, to put it mildly, that Rand didn't have a big channeling moment. I personally thought what happened was even more impressive, because the control that he showed as he was channeling, like, it came so naturally. Like, we've never, with Egwene, with Nynaeve, neither of them. We've seen big displays from Nynaeve, obviously, but there wasn't that control there. And it just seemed like for Rand, it came naturally. Like, it seemed very obvious he was born to do this. And I'm excited to see him wrestling with that in season 2 and struggling with that in season 2. And, I think there's going to be several people struggling with their own journeys in channeling. And it's going to be interesting seeing the male side of that, where, like, for Rand, it's an added layer of, like, it's not just like, oh shit, I can do this thing. How do I control how to do this thing? But, like, oh shit, I mean, I have to do this thing. It's also going to drive me crazy, like, literally drive me mad. And so it's that heightened layer of, but, like, and then also the thought that, like, but if I don't do it, then everyone is fucked. And so it's going to be a lot. And I'm really looking forward to Rand's journey. It's going to be it's very sad.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, but it's going to be good, I think. And I think Yosha is going to he's going to deliver that sad boy Rand energy that I know that Matt loves so much.
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah.
Don't go ew yourself, bitch. I need to watch Just Friends again.
So, I think the only episode 8 thing I have is about Loyal. I'm curious as to how they're going to address his wound.
Oh my god.
Because so many people were so mad. So mad. So dumb. Yes, they're going to kill Loyal. He's dead. Bye.
I was mad because it's dumb. It's just a dumb thing to do.
yes, it's dumb, but
The fake out is dumb.
I think it's fine to be mad about the fake deaths,
the fake out is dumb.
but being like people who actually thought that Loyal was dead, that is dumb, because obviously not, it was.
The genuinely thinking that Loyal is dead is stupid.
They're not gonna kill Loyal. Please be fucking for real.
They're not going to make Rand the Dragon Reborn. Yeah, stupid.
Exactly. Same level of stupidity. Come on, guys.
I do think it might be interesting if I don't think Suan and the whole White Tower contingent are going to show up at Faldara. I don't think that's going to happen, but I wonder if we're going to get some kind of like healing thing happening with because that was a big plot point in the Great Hunt in the beginning, was separating Matt from the dagger. We might be able to get like a mass healing thing, and that might inspire Nynaeve a little bit. Who knows? I think it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last episode 8 thing that I had was regarding the Age of Legend, because I was genuinely surprised that we got a scene during the Age of Legend,
Right.
and that we got this specific scene that doesn't exist in the books, that we have heard of, kind of, from... What's the name of that text again? That is not in the book, but that talks about Latra and...
Oh, the Carathian cycle?
Not the Carathian cycle. It's that text that talks about Latra and Eusterin going fighting.
Oh, the strike at Chael Ghul.
Yes, the strike at Chael Ghul. That's the only mention that we really have of Latra, and I think it was nice to get to see her. I'm curious whether we're going to see more of the Age of Legends, whether
Right.
maybe we'll finally get the prologue at some point. I know some people were disappointed that we didn't get it. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope we do get more of Age of Legends stuff, because that was really cool.
Yep.
I would be surprised if we didn't, honestly. I think we may not get a lot,
Right.
but I suspect we will get one, maybe two moments, like maybe two flashbacks of that time. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
One per season would be cool.
Oh, yeah, one per season. That would be good.
Every episode 8.
Ooh,
Every episode
yeah.
8.
Cold open.
I love how Min just noped out. Min said, the horn just blew? Bye.
Fuck this shit.
Wait, wasn't that my comment?
Deuces.
James stole that from me.
Did you have that?
I did. In the Chaos document, at least, I wrote, I love that Min just nopes out.
Yeah, but like nobody reads.
Yeah, I don't read other people's chaos documents. Thank you. I believe in privacy.
Mhm.
I believe in privacy.
I stan privacy. I stan it.
Okay.
I love that Min just noped out. She said, okay,
Not today.
all these people gonna die? Bye.
Yeah.
That sounds like a you problem.
That would be me. That would be me in Faldara. I'm like, nope.
I will say, I didn't mention it in the last episode because I was like, I don't know, we were stressed for time, but I was just like, Nynaeve collapsing. When that happened, I had a moment because I didn't know what was going to happen. I
rolled my eyes.
I didn't roll my eyes because I knew it was going to be something. I knew it was going to be dumb.
Yeah.
But I was also like,
That's why I rolled my eyes.
she's gonna go through that. And that's Nynaeve. I can't. I can't.
I can't do it. It's too much.
Yeah.
I rolled my eyes the first time it happened, and I rolled my eyes today.
So where do we think Min is going?
Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe she'll end up in Carrion with Rand, and they meet up together, and that's where the start of their little fuckery happens.
That is also my thinking.
I feel like she's going to Tarvalon.
Really?
Because that's where she's from, and aunt are being casted.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that could be how she end up in Falme if she is with like Egwene and Nynaeve when they go there.
Oh, two females talking?
Sounds fake.
Females.
Females.
So woke.
The women folk.
And I don't think we have any more episode 8 related comments. Do you guys want to give a few words regarding the season in general?
Yeah, I'll start. I said overall I'd rate the season a 7 to a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm excited to see where the show's going to go without all the hindrances like COVID and Barney. And I'd say that I probably would have given it an 8 to an 8.5 without episode 8 and episode 5. But again, keeping in mind that a rating of 5 is above average still. I'm not saying that I disliked something unless it's below a 5. And a below average, for me, Wheel of Time episode is still much better than an above average episode of most TV shows. Certainly any reality TV shows. Sorry, reality fans. I'm sorry you have bad taste.
You always got to bring reality. No, what did reality do here? What did she do?
Oh, don't get Matt started. No.
I'll blame
Yeah, no.
Can we mute someone?
Reality is what led to Trump. I'm just saying that. That's why we have Trump.
I can actually mute Matt.
No, don't mute Matt. Don't mute Matt. Okay. All right. So, yeah, overall, it was an amazing season. They took the hardest book there is to adapt because it's the messiest fucking book in the world. And they did it really well. The ending is janky as hell. So is the ending of the book. Okay? Like, it is good. It's good. My top 3 scenes, because I don't want to do episodes, for me are Nynaeve's being a Super Saiyan, Maureen and Suan in the, as Matt calls it, fish fuck hut.
Mm-hmm. Lesbian fishy fuck hut.
Or the fish fingering hut. Fish fingers and custard. Just bring a Doctor Who reference in there.
Come on.
The custard is their cum.
Come on.
Matt Smith is the worst Doctor. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I will fight you today. And then Winter Night is my third favorite because of the feels I got from it.
James got feels from something.
Okay.
I had to ruin everything. But I do hope we get more of Perrin next season. Because I think of all of the 3 boys, actually of all of the 5 Aemons Fielders, we did not get enough Perrin.
No.
Perrin, Marcus Rutherford can act his fucking pussy off. And he didn't get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Matt, I think, had a decent arc this episode. We all know I hate Matt.
This season, not this episode.
Despite Barney's best efforts.
Yeah, sorry. I think Matt had a good arc this season. And we all know how much I dislike Matt. But Perrin just did not get enough. And I hope we get more of the wolf stuff, which we will if Elias is going to be Huron.
Wolf Daddy.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Wolf Daddy.
Wolf Daddy, but mangy Wolf Daddy. Like, he has rabies. But yeah, that is about it.
Kat, do you have any general comment about this season that you want to say? Or
I can't think of anything else that we haven't already said, honestly. I'm excited. I mean, I would echo James's thought about Perrin. I want to see more Perrin. Because Marcus, even though Marcus Rutherford didn't get a whole lot to do, plot-wise, the way that he, like the shift in how he carries himself, the way that he walks as Perrin is like, he's so good as him. Like he's really, really good in those quiet moments. And just like, you know, like Perrin is a very, like, he's a very, everything is internalized with Perrin. And I feel like Marcus Rutherford did a really good job showing that. And I think that's hard to do. It's hard to show someone who is very much in their own head and do it well and not have them just be completely withdrawn, because like, while like Perrin is very much in his own head a lot of the time, he's still connected very much to his friends. Like he obviously loves his friends and shows like, you know, there are genuine connections there. And I think it's impressive. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him going forward, learning more about the wolf thing. I hope we get into the wolf, like the dreams, not everything to do with it, but we at least get a little taste of it. We get more with Elias. Yeah,
I agree. And yeah, I'm impressed by this season overall. I'm super excited for the next one. Please, can we get some news about when it will fucking arrive?
When does this episode air?
At this point, I'm hoping that by the time this episode come out, which is like mid-May, I think, I'm hoping we get some information by then.
JordanCon will have happened at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Amazon is sending something to JordanCon. So I hope that will have a season 2 release date.
Some stuff.
Because the last one they sent to JordanCon had the bit about going to Falme. And it had some stuff. I hope that Amazon chooses to release a date, at the very least. And it'll probably be like September. But
yeah.
We would be fine with the months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the last time they did a month thing.
This is true.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? They should say August 2023.
And watch the fandom crumble.
It was August all along.
It was August.
Yeah.
August of 2025.
Yeah, basically.
And also, I'd say that my favorite episode from this season is still episode 6, and then it's episode 5 because some people need to love this episode, and I will be the one to support it until the end. Okay, bye. Yeah.
By God, Camille will support this episode until their dying breath.
You know that meme with the grandma and someone like...
Sure, Grandma, let's get you back to bed.
Yes, exactly. I'm the grandma saying episode 5 was amazing in season 1.
There you go. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Queers of Time podcast. If you liked our show, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Queers of Time and on our Discord server. If you're able, we'd love to have your support through Patreon. We've got a lot of nice benefits there, and this helps us cover the costs of producing the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.